Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my podcast. My name is Valencia Thompson and I am the creator of Glittered in Goals and the host of the From Goals to Growth podcast and YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, thank you for being here. So today I'm doing something that I have not done before. I am recording my podcast and I am recording for YouTube at the same time. So this is going to be a little experiment of sorts. I've never done this before, so I'm really excited to try it out. But let me take a little sip of wine because I'm a little nervous about this. But I'm excited, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning back in. Like I said, I am just practicing because I have some really cool stuff coming to you for the new year. It is December. It is the last month of 2020. And I don't know about you, but I am so excited to be here. So excited to be here. So excited to be feeling like refreshed and encouraged. Even though this year has been a dumpster fire, I feel encouraged as we are approaching the end of 2020 because it really felt like we wouldn't get here at one point. And I'm also excited because December is my birth month. So I'm approaching not just a new year, but also a personal new year. I'm getting ready to turn 31. And that is really exciting to me. So I just wanted to get on here and talk to y'all a little bit about what I've learned this year so far and what I'm excited to take with me into the new year and into my personal new year with turning 31 years old. So let's get into it. First of all, I just want to tell you a little bit more about From Goals to Growth. I created Glittered in Goals, which is my business that has evolved into a community for women and people in general who are focused on moving from goals to growth. The phrase from goals to growth started out as the tagline for Glittered in Goals, but over this past couple years, it has really become more of my focus because what it means to me is I am personally moving from focusing on the outcome of things to focusing on my process. So I definitely am glittered in goals. I definitely have desired outcomes for my life, desired outcomes for things that I want, right? But I have learned, especially this year, to put more emphasis on my process, the growth, right? Because the growth happens in the process. So that's what I mean by from goals to growth. It's shifting the focus from just focusing on the outcome, the desired outcome, the goal, and focusing on the growth, the process. So that's what I mean when I talk about from goals to growth. So that's why the podcast is called From Goals to Growth, and also the focus of the YouTube channel, because it's my personal mission right now to be more mindful and more intentional about moving from goals to growth in my life, focusing more on my process and not just getting so fixated on the desired outcome. Because I find that when you're focused so much on just the desired outcome, you miss a lot of the lessons that are intended for you within that process, within that growth period. So I hope that resonates with y'all, and I hope you understand what I mean when I talk about moving from goals to growth. So we are definitely not moving away from glittered in goals, because I'm not saying we shouldn't have desired outcomes, but I really want to just put the emphasis on encouraging us to focus on what it takes to get to that desired outcome, because that is where your true growth happens. You feel me? Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about what I've learned in 2020. And if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or on SoundCloud, just know you can also go watch the visuals of this on YouTube. So I'm doing both, like I said, for the first time. I'm getting used to it. But anyway, what I have learned this year is to slow down. I had a lot of resistance initially slowing down this year because I'm generally a person that lives my life kind of at a fast pace. I'm always busy. I always have things going on, always have things to do. And I enjoy that busyness. I enjoy that hustle. I enjoy feeling productive, feeling like I've checked things off my list. So you can imagine that in a year like 2020, where a lot of those things got like stripped away, I struggled when I realized that it would be a while before I would be able to ever resume that normalcy of that hustle and bustle, fast-paced life. And as someone who is an advocate for mindfulness and being very intentional, I was challenged with the task of dialing into myself and truly focusing on my slowdown, focusing on not being in a rush for this process to be over or trying to rush this process. I had to fully surrender to God. And when I talk about surrender, I'm talking about surrendering my will to God's will. I had to truly surrender and realize that I was going to be here for a while. We were going to be here for a while. And in order for me to maintain my sanity, I had to relinquish that false sense of control. And in doing so, it freed me and allowed me to learn some really valuable lessons this year. So, one of those lessons that I have learned is relax into the moment. Relax into the moment, whether it be um, a good moment or a bad one. Allow myself to relax and settle into it and basically feel my feelings, not try to rush them, not trying to force them to pass, but to just sit with it for a minute. Relax into the moment, the good moments, the bad moments, all of it. Relax into it so that I can really hear and see what it is that God wants me to hear and see in that, what it is that's for me in that moment. So this year has been one long moment with so many intricate pieces that I have had to surrender to so that I can learn. And in doing that, I feel like I have become a better person. I feel like I've become more patient. I feel like I have become more observant. And I feel like I've gotten to know myself on a deeper level. Um, and I'm excited about that because what I've learned about myself and what I've learned through this process, I plan to pass along. I truly live my life in a way that I feel that God has called me to be a testimony and be a vessel. So when I learn things, I'm excited to share it because I feel like it not only can benefit me, but it can benefit the lives of other people that are in my path. So one way that I'll be doing that is I'm in the process right now of receiving my certification to become a guided meditation instructor. I have always, well, not always, but in the more recent years, I have dibbled and dabbled in meditation as it relates to like mindfulness and everything like that. Um, and in doing so, it has um, challenged me in the slowdown. It has helped me to focus more on slowing down, slowing my thoughts down, and allowing them to kind of come and go as they please without judging it. Um, and I'm excited that I'm learning so much more about meditation right now because I will be able to guide my loved ones and beyond in this practice to help them to maintain their mental health a little bit better and teach them the benefits of meditation as I have learned the benefits of it. So that's another thing that 2020 has brought me. I received a scholarship for this course that I'm in, and I'm really grateful for that. So I'll be learning and tying that all together soon and being able to share that with my audience. What else? Another thing that I have learned is that I have permission to change my mind. Like there were so many things that I committed to before the start of 2020 and things that I had projected for myself. And some of those things have changed drastically. The direction has changed drastically. And I no longer feel as passionately about some things that I did at the beginning of the year. And I used to be a type of person that once I decide on something, once I commit to it, that's it, I'm going to do it. But 2020, this year has given me permission to change my mind. Like, as I grow and evolve in that process of moving from goals to growth, I also have permission to let my ideas change and not judge that. So, yeah, like, those are some of the main things that I have learned, and I'm really excited about sharing it with you more, and also just seeing how it impacts my life for 2021 and beyond. I feel like a completely different person at almost 31 than I felt at 21, at 22, 28, 30 was definitely a milestone, and even though it did not play out the way that I thought it would, 30 has taught me so much. So I'm really excited to be going into 31 with so much like vigor and yeah, feeling so much more surrendered to my life and surrendered to the process of seeing where God will lead me, and really for the first time in my life understanding what it means to be totally surrendered, and just going with the flow. So, yeah, I wanted to get on here and share that with y'all. I know that this podcast is going to be like nice and short and sweet along with this YouTube video. But like I said, it kind of was like me wanting to share and also kind of try out this new method of bringing you this content. But thank you so much for tuning in. I have some really exciting things lined up for the podcast and for the YouTube channel going into the new year. I have some really insightful interviews lined up with some women that I absolutely adore, respect, and admire. And I also have some cool information coming about a sponsor for the podcast. And so I just can't wait to share more about all of this with you. But thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank you for supporting me, Valencia. Some of y'all know me as at For Real Though. On these internet streets. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for supporting Glittered in Goals. And thank you for being on this journey with me as I move from goals to growth and encourage you to do the same. So that's it. That's all I really have for you for this one. Make sure that you subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, share it with a friend, and do the same on YouTube. Make sure that you like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you are not left out of the loop when new videos are coming. And share this. If you feel like I have valuable content that you want people in your life to know about, share it with them. Share the link, send it to them. I really appreciate it. But until next time, y'all stay well, be blessed, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.